Hello viewers and welcome back to SaharaTV. Hope you guys have been enjoying the show so far. My name is Faloye and this is a callback segment where we would like to hear from you guys regarding our questions of the day and all the topics we've been discussing throughout today. And joining me to do that is the beautiful Voke.
Thank you very much.
Yes, filling in for Adiola. Fantastic. So our first question of the day is, do you believe Bukola Saraki's election for Senate President was legitimate? And we have another question of the day, and for that I will go to Voke.
Okay, great. Our second question of the day is 7 African countries, including Nigeria, have agreed to have clinical trials for an Ebola vaccine. Would you endorse such a trial in Nigeria? And
as usual, I'd like to hear from you guys. The number to call is 917-284-9811, and it's right there at the bottom of your screen. And but before we proceed, we just wanted to say rest in peace to David Ola Niyon, who was a defender for a Malaysian club. He passed today while on the pitch. Our condolences goes out to him and his family. I mean, his soul, rest in peace. That's just really, really sad. And,
yes.
You know. But yeah, so let's talk about this new Senate President, Bukola Saraki, getting elected. So our question was it legitimate? What do you think, first of all?
I mean, it was legitimate. You know, it was according to the Constitution. So I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding that, but it was pretty legitimate.
Yeah, not only was it legitimate, it was also legal, and it was within the confines of the Constitution. Now,
so
you know, I was speaking to Rudolph and Lalu, you know, one of our guests, and I said, "Is it ethical?" And I said, when it comes to Nigerian politics, nothing is ethical." Right.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of controversy, but so, it is what it is.
Already. Okay. I see we have a new caller. Caller, go ahead. Thank you for calling SaharaTV.
Hey, how are you doing? This is Candy calling from the state of Tennessee in the United States.
Candy, thank you for calling SaharaTV. Go ahead. What would you like to say?
I would like to say that you're doing a wonderful job. You know, keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Adiola as well, too.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that the whole process could have been handled better, but I think it's ethical, but I think it's something that has to do with a party, not the system as a whole. I think that the parties should sort it out, and they should discuss this amongst themselves. But I think that Nigerians should not, you know, spend too much time about what's going on in the internal politics of the party, as long as the process itself is ethical, which I think it is. But that's something for the Tinubus and, you know, Lai Mohammed and the others to discuss among themselves why this happened. But the process that was used, definitely ethical.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Candy. Thank you for calling. But you know, like the Yoruba say, man, I think Osho on Sav. You know that. You know that term. But thank you for calling. You know, again, not to say that this is a non-issue. Of course, it is. It was big news. But Buhari has come out and say, you know what, that's their business. You know, he's okay with whoever they picked and everything, but but you know, let's go to if we could get some of our tweets. I mean, we put this up, our Facebook messages. I know we put this up on our Facebook page, and we'd like to read some of those. So please, tech team, if we could get our first Facebook message, please.
Okay.
Put that on the screen. So Ajadi Bolakale says yes, the Senate themselves nominated him without a diverse vote, and there was a quorum. A quorum means at least there were 36 people present. So it means that, you know, we're definitely a valid vote. But, you know, I don't know. I hope this doesn't set a precedence where, you know, we think that, you know, this is how Nigerian politics should be run, because it made world news. Go ahead.
It's politics. Politics is tricky. So, you know.
Yeah. But, you know, 51 APC members were missing, though. And I think, you know, the impact on this is that, you know, it definitely, I think the PDP has kind of infiltrated the APC. And the APC, from my point of view, is weakened right now because, you know, most of the people that put him in there were PDP members. So, what is this to say that? Does he owe PDP people favor?
I mean, yeah, that's a very interesting topic. So we just have to wait and see what happens. Another caller.
Caller, go ahead. Welcome to SaharaTV.
All right.
Hello, caller. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, caller. You there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Thank you for calling SaharaTV. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you guys for your program. I really appreciate what you guys are doing for Africa and Nigeria in particular. I just really want to make a comment regarding Saraki. I think what they should have done is wait for everybody to come in. If they had the numbers, like they have like 57 senators, he would have still prevailed. But to make it look nice, okay, he should have waited for everybody to come in, let them do the elections, and then whoever wins, will support him. But the way and manner in which they went, it doesn't make it look good at all. That's all I have to say.
Mohammed,
Wow.
yeah, Mohammed, thank you for that call. Yeah,
I can't believe he thinks that Saraki would have still won regardless of if they were available or not.
Right, because I don't think they would. Honestly don't think he would have won.
I don't think so either.
I think Luwan was either, from what I heard,
had a pretty good chance.
Yes, I think Luwan was who Buhari wanted,
Yes.
and so they were still talking amongst themselves. But they say it's ethical. To be honest with you, man, I just thought. Let me just use the word kosher, just because they could have held up the votes, and wait for everybody to be present. I mean, what were they scared of? And they just went ahead and did it.
I mean, they had to. It was their choice. It was their decision. They had to do it because they couldn't trust. I guess they couldn't just wait for them to come back. They really wanted Saraki to go in there and become Senate president. So they had to do it. I would have done the same thing. Like, I wouldn't have waited.
Look at you, man. Well, here's another thing. I guess it's good to note that Saraki used to be part of the PDP before he defected to the APC. So it's like they put their own person. They put their own person in there, basically. But yeah. So let's read more of our Facebook messages. Could we put the second one up, please?
Okay. Okay, from Victor Ode, I hope I said that right. I think it is legitimate, but maybe not morally right.
Right.
And I think that's what we've been kind of brushing off on. Yeah.
Exactly. And,
the ethics versus, the legality of the situation.
Right. And the next one we have is from Osazeme Usen. He said, yes, it was. I believe so. The law says it's legitimate, and I don't care what Tinubu has to say. That's a good point, because everybody thinks, right, because this is, everybody thinks this was a slap on Tinubu because this wasn't Tinubu's man, and they know that, basically Tinubu picked the vice president, and if he could have picked the Senate president as well, it would have been interesting.
Yeah, but wasn't that the point, though, to kind of put it back on Tinubu? I don't know.
Exactly.
That's what, that was the whole point of not waiting for them to come in.
Right.
Because of Tinubu, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
our country is in. Another caller.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I think we have another caller. Caller, you there?
Yeah. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, welcome to SaharaTV.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. My name is Udo. I want to congratulate you guys for the nice show you are having. Yeah, it's very interactive. And my comment goes this way. You mentioned about the president. I think the president was already set in 2011 when APC, then ACN, aligned with and they elected Tambuwal as the speaker. And I remember APC leadership calling that the beauty of the democracy, and they held it. And I think it was already said back then, and I think they should just accept this and move on. Besides, Saraki has come out to say he's still a member of APC, he can't go back. So we should allow him. You know Saraki very well. Saraki is an obedient man, a very highly charismatic man. I think he will do a good job. I don't know much about the other kind of APC wanted, but if they did not try to maybe twist or not to allow the senators do their thing themselves, they wouldn't have gotten themselves into this mess. They would have allowed the process to show and say, knowing that they have already interfered before some time ago, and they saw the outcome, it wasn't nice. So if the PDP has done this to them, I think it's just a matter of what goes around comes around, and they should just move on and let's have all the promises they made. They should start to work on those ones.
Okay. Well, that's a good point from Mr. Odo. Just everyone should just move on and let them start doing their jobs.
Right, and he's right though.
Start working.
I did read somewhere before that this happened before in 2011. Something similar did happen. So thank you so much for that point. Let's read our next tweet.
Okay. Our
next tweet is from Bruce Tuyo Martins. It says, yes, every senator has the same chance to be the senator, president, it's not a party issue. I don't know if I really, really agree with that, you know, because it wasn't his party that put him there. PDP were the ones that really put him there because they had, right.
Since he was a former PDP member, so I guess maybe that was they didn't have any PDP candidates.
Well, they couldn't because they couldn't.
Exactly. So
because they lost the
so they had
election.
to.
Yeah, let's go to our next tweet, please. I think this is from Olubumi Iyabo Akinube, and Voke, if you want, you could take that.
Okay, she said it's legitimate, but shows deficiency in his character as someone who cannot be trusted. Oh, wow. Personal achievements above loyalty and ethics of teamwork.
Right, yeah, so...
I wish I could talk to her to see, to hear more. That was an interesting
It was a very interesting, it had
everything in it.
Like, exactly, and when that was on our Facebook page, and they got a lot of replies. Yeah, a lot of people replied to that. Our next Facebook message comes from Tunde Akintunde Abodenri. He says he will be used by the PDP to frustrate the administration and later be dumped. He has caged himself.
It's kind of harsh.
Yeah, very harsh. I don't know how that plays out, but it definitely.
I don't really agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But hey, everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Yes, it's interesting, and again, like I said, the PDP put him in there, so God only knows what kind of favors he owes them and stuff like that.
Yes, but I wish we could just all focus on the job here and not necessarily nothing personal, nothing political. Just everyone should just focus on what they are supposed to be doing and do it.
Yeah, but it's interesting though. We have to find the impetus.
Drama.
Well, this is Nigerian politics, so it can not be devoid of drama. But we have to find the impetus as to why this happened, though. I mean, like, why did they just quickly rush? I mean, it's like the other votes didn't count. I mean, it wasn't like the people were saying they weren't going to be there. They were planning to be there, but they were meeting before that. So, it's just, I think it was carelessness on their part. I'll be honest with you.
And I think we should just stick with what Mr. Udo said. Everyone should just move on. We've been talking about this for quite a while now.
Yeah, it happened this week. It's big news.
Yeah, it is. It is, which is, weird because usually I think this is also the first time that everyone, this is news, like everyone is really talking about the Senate president.
Right, but like the caller before said, though, there was a precedent because something similar happened. I really didn't get the details. That's why what I meant to say was I hope this doesn't become the common practice after this has happened, and everything. So if we can read our next Facebook message, we have Ahmad Muwazu. He says, no, we can't say it wasn't legitimate, looking at how the election was conducted, but since the President, Muhammad Buhari, has intervened and the matter is resolved. Okay. To me, whatever ambition they have back to their minds, may Allah guide them to put Nigeria forward. Up Nigeria, yes. So it's basically like a closed case at this point. And, Buhari's spoken, I think our last, we have one more.
Okay.
Yeah, so before that, we'd like to hear from you guys. The number to call is 917-284-9811. That's right there at the bottom of your screen. Yeah, so we have from Henry Irabo. Yes. And if we could put that on the screen, please. Yes, so right now, Henry Irabo says, right now, Saraki's position as Senate lacks legitimacy. If all senators had taken part in the voting and in the end Saraki emerged as winner, nobody would have frowned at his emergence. But he had his cohorts, went about it selfishly and greedily disobeying his party rules for the game. What do you think about that?
So wait, you were saying that you wish they had waited for everyone to be...
Yeah.
So, but it's whose fault is it really for them not to, for like the other APC members not to have been there to cast their votes? It's really nobody's fault, you know.
So that's why I was saying they were definitely a little bit.
Yeah, and even if it happens again, I see nothing wrong with that because.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen again
but
because now everybody's going to remember, that this happened. But go ahead.
No, but because you were saying that you kind of wish that it wouldn't happen again, like maybe in another year or something. But like even if it happens again, whose fault? Like whose fault is it?
Well, I guess
if you're supposed to be like available to cast a vote, then you should be available.
Yeah.
You shouldn't necessarily, then people will start talking about different things. And it's really nobody's fault.
Yeah.
Well, we have another caller on the line.
Yeah. Caller, welcome to SaharaTV. Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Am I here? Okay.
Yes.
Well, my question has to do with the majority leader. I'm not so sure. Is it actually possible for Mark, who belongs to PDP, to be the majority leader?
Sorry, say that again?
There's this insinuation that David Mark of the PDP party is the new majority leader in the Senate. And I'm just asking, is that possible?
I don't know. I don't think that's possible, no.
Yeah.
But,
I'm kind of confused, though. There's been, insinuations here and there that he was elected the majority leader as part of the agreement to electing Senator Saraki as the president.
No, as of this moment, I don't think that's factual, but thank you for that question. It's something we'll definitely look up, but I don't think that's factual, no. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, again, guys, we'd like to hear from you. The number to call is 917-284-9811. And we've been reading our Facebook messages, and the next one we have is from Muhammad Abdullahi, and he says, yes, it was. There was a scheduled time for the election by 108 senators. 57 voted for Saraki, 51 were absent.
See, the argument goes on and on.
That's kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah, like, why were they absent? If, they were supposed to be there, they should have been there.
Right. But, so if 51 members of the APC were missing, I think 45 came from the PDP,
and then probably a little bit more.
Right, so some of them were probably from the maybe Labour Party.
Even APC.
Some
even
APC
some
from
APC.
There. But when I was speaking to one of our colleagues earlier, a big thank you to Charles who helped me out with this earlier. Charles was like, if the other 51 members of the APC were there, maybe that would have some kind of influence on them. On the other APC
the
remaining APC members, right?
Yes, but now, like, all these are just speculations because, again, they were not there.
Yeah.
So
right. So yeah.
Okay.
So we have to round up soon. So let's go to our second question of the day, and yeah, go ahead and you can read that. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to read out the second question of the day again. Right. 7 African countries, including Nigeria, have agreed to have clinical trials for an Ebola vaccine. Right. Would you endorse such a trial in Nigeria?
Wow, no, interesting. But before we go to that. Yeah, we have another caller. Caller, thank you for calling SaharaTV. Go ahead.
Well, hi, Ezeodum here. We just want to make 1 or 2 contributions, really. Well, I know there's nothing wrong about having an ambition, the same thing that Saraki just had, but we need to realize that this is Nigeria, and President Buhari is just making the same mistake he has made back in the 80s. The same thing that happened to him, that it was overthrown. You need to assert your own your power. You need to get everything, the executive, wherever, you need to get them in order. So now, him backing off, trying to let them decide wherever they want to decide. If this guy come up tomorrow and say he wants to impeach him, do whatever, this guy's going to have a lot of leeway. He's going to have a lot of power now. He can do whatever he wants to rally around the governor and all that. He did the same thing. And he was laid back and he was deposed back in the 80s, despite the warning. The same thing he was telling him, like, he's got to be careful, but he backed off, thinking, I want to be the nice guy. It's not about the nice guy. The same thing he did for Faloye, the guy, the governor of Ekiti State. He should have made sure that this guy do not get his way, locking out the APC senators, all that. You are president. You should be able to inform the IG of police to let these people, the lawmakers, to get into the states. This guy locked them out with talks, and you said nothing about anything. Now, the Congress, the Senate, the PDP, the people voted PDP out. They were jubilant. They were happy. But you let them back through the back door. Now, everybody said, gobsmacked. Like, do we just vote PDP back to power? Now they've got the Senate majority leader in David Mark. It's an insult to the people that took the abuse, that took everything, for this Buhari guy. And now he's backing up.
Thank you very much for that call.
Wow, Olumide has a point.
He does have a point, but here's the thing, though. Saraki is part of the APC, even though he might owe the PDP some favors or whatever, but he has said he's not returning to PDP, so he can't at this point.
Isn't it a democracy? Isn't it supposed to be a democracy? So if Buhari decides not to, be involved, like he wasn't involved initially, then, as far as it doesn't do, because he was talking about, now Buhari stands more of a chance of getting impeached
Right.
because, you know, he didn't choose. Right. You know, as far as Buhari does what he's supposed to do, we have another caller.
Yes.
But, you know, he shouldn't have any issues with that.
This would probably be our last caller. Caller, go ahead. Thank you for calling Sahara TV.
Hi, my name is Mike. I wanted to just ask you guys, because I was just wondering about the position of the Constitution, the law in Nigeria says in a situation like this that we have, because it just keep me, you know, getting me wondering what is going on. People voted the PDP out, and now we are having a different scenario, drama going on in Nigeria. So I wanted to ask you guys, because I really don't sure about what does the Constitution, do we have a certain provision in the Constitution that talk about a situation like this in Nigeria? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, from what I know with regards to the Constitution, 36 members have to be present, and that's what they call the quorum, and we had 57 were present.
Exactly.
So, you know, it was definitely, this vote was definitely within the Constitution, and thank you for, very much for calling. And like I said,
I mean, and hey, Saraki is now an APC member, so
right. So you know, people think this was. I mean, yes, it was a PDP that put him in there, but it's the APC. You know,
yeah, he's
APC
now an
party
APC,
and everything. So to your question, yes, it was definitely within the Constitution. All the Constitution requires is for 36 members to be present. We have 57 present. 45 of those 57 were from the PDP. And you know, again, it was carelessness on the other 51 members that they weren't there.
Yes.
So and it's something they did, and they took advantage of it. Do I think it was unethical? Yeah, to an extent.
Maybe.
And everything. Yeah. But real quick, we have to round up. Question of our other question of the day. What do you think about the 8 actually African countries, including Nigeria, that have agreed to have clinical trials for an Ebola vaccine? Let's just touch on that real quick. What do you think about that?
Well, that's another tricky issue or topic too, because you know, Ebola is something that the Ebola vaccine is something that is needed.
Right.
So, I mean, I kind of agree with it that they should go ahead and do the trials because it's Ebola. Ebola is, you know, big, dangerous.
Exactly.
It's something that is needed, and you know, I think they also ran some trials in the United States as well.
Yes, definitely.
So, if that was successful to an extent, you know, hey, why not?
Yeah, it's good to know.
We still have to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah, it's also good to know that Nigeria was one of the first countries to be declared Ebola-free back then in 2014. So you know,
even without the trials.
Even without the trials, but this is good. You know,
this is good.
Yeah, this would definitely just curb any other chances of it becoming an epidemic like it recently did. But we have to round up. So I'm just going to read some of our Facebook messages, and the first one was from Kemi Fesh. She said, "In as much as it brings glory, honor to my country, and it has no negative effects on the people, she's in full support." And we have Olaniyan Babatunde. Well, if it won't negatively affect the lives of citizens, then we're for it. Also, Oge Athens says, "Give credit to who credit is due. The fighting success against Ebola that even surprised the world. Nigeria did that. So the credit is obviously due to good luck, Ebola. Good luck, Jonathan. We'll see how that goes. But guys, thank you so much for calling in. We have more segments coming up. Check it out. I think we have the youth segment coming up. You guys don't want to miss this. This is going to be a fantastic segment. And we have Dr. Damages coming up. And catch us Wednesday on Live with the Humble Prince, Sahara FM Radio. Thank you. We'll be right back.
All right, bye.